All right, let's talk about something so many of us are feeling: burnout. But you know what? We're not just going to sit here and define it. Nope. We are going to build a real practical guide to help you actually recover from it.
So, let me ask you, do any of these sound familiar? Are you constantly tired, like all the time? Lost your motivation? Just feeling completely drained? It's that kind of exhaustion that sleep doesn't even seem to touch, right? If that's hitting home, know that it's not just a bad week. It's probably a sign of something bigger.
Okay, so what is burnout, really? Well, here's a great way to think about it. It's basically a state of exhaustion from stress that's been going on for a long time. Imagine a balance scale. On one side, you have all the pressure, from work, from life, all of it. On the other side, you have your ability to recover. When the pressure side keeps getting heavier and heavier and you just can't keep up, that scale tips, and bam, that's burnout.
And you'll see these common signs, right? Always tired, even after sleeping. Kinda cynical about everything. Can't focus to save your life, feeling emotionally empty. But here's the kicker. It's not just a list, it's a vicious cycle. Because the tiredness makes it hard to concentrate. Then, when you can't concentrate, you get frustrated, maybe a little cynical, and guess what? That emotional drain just makes you more exhausted. It's a tough loop to break.
Okay, listen up because this is maybe the most important thing we're going to talk about. Ready? Burnout is not a personal failure. Let me say that again. It is not your fault. It's what happens when a person is stuck in a broken system, a system that's just not sustainable. So that feeling of guilt or shame, you've got to let it go. That's step one, for real.
So how do we get out of that cycle? We've got a roadmap. We know what burnout is. Now we're going to jump into our 3-part plan: reduce stress, restore energy, and then redesign your life. And we'll also touch on when it might be time to get some extra help.
All right, part 1, reduce stress. This has to come first. I mean, think about it. You can't heal a cut if you keep poking it, right? It's the exact same idea here. Before we can even think about recovery, we have to lower the immediate pressure and just create some space to breathe.
So how do we actually do that? You basically have to go into emergency mode and triage your life. Seriously, look at everything on your plate and start asking the hard questions. What can wait? What can someone else do? What can you just drop, at least for now? This is about being ruthless and focusing only on what is absolutely essential.
Let's make that super practical. Imagine your to-do list has 10 things on it. Instead of trying to tackle all 10, just pick the top 3, the most important ones. That's it. You'll still get stuff done, but you're also giving your brain that little bit of room it needs to start healing.
And a huge piece of this puzzle is setting boundaries. Now, this doesn't mean you have to become the no person for everything. It's about changing your automatic yes to a yes but. So instead of just saying, I'll handle it, try something like, I can help, but I'm going to need a bit more time. Or, but I need some support. Seriously, that little shift is a total game changer for protecting your energy.
Okay, on to part 2, restoring your energy. So you've turned down the heat a little bit. Now it's time to start refilling your tank. Burnout just sucks you dry, physically and mentally. So this part is all about actively putting that energy back in.
And listen, your physical and mental energy are totally connected. You can't fix one without the other. So we're talking about the absolute foundations here. First, sleep. You got to aim for 7 to 9 hours of quality sleep. It's when your brain actually repairs itself. Second, some gentle movement like walking. It's amazing for clearing out those stress hormones. And third, nutrition. Just focusing on balanced meals can make a world of difference. These aren't just nice-to-haves, folks. They are non-negotiable.
And for your mental energy, you have to get intentional. I mean, literally schedule it. Block out 30 to 60 minutes in your calendar every single day for something that relaxes you. Reading, music, a walk in nature, whatever. Treat it like a doctor's appointment you cannot miss. It's that important.
You know, if you're feeling stressed right now, let's just try something super simple together, okay? Just take a breath in for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it for 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now breathe out slowly for 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do that one more time. See? That simple little exercise tells your whole nervous system, hey, it's okay, we're safe. You can pull that out of your back pocket anytime.
And that brings us to the final piece, part 3, redesigning your life. Look, parts 1 and 2 were about first aid, stopping the bleeding. This part is about making sure you're strong and resilient so it doesn't happen again.
This really starts with a big mental shift.
So often, our entire sense of self-worth gets tangled up in our job. We have to untangle it. You have to start telling yourself, my work is something I do, it is not who I am. Just creating that little bit of distance can release so much pressure.
You know that cynical feeling that comes with burnout? The only cure for that is finding meaning again. So you've got to ask yourself, why did you get into this in the first place? Even if your job feels terrible right now, is there a tiny part, even just 10%, that still feels meaningful? And hey, it's just as important to find meaning outside of work. Set some small personal goals. It's a great reminder that your life is a whole lot bigger than your 9 to 5.
Now, to make all this stuff stick, you need a system. Here's a super simple one you can try. The 90-15 rule. You work really focused for 90 minutes. Then you take a real 15-minute break. And by real, I mean you get up, you walk away from your computer, you stretch. This simple rhythm is amazing at preventing that stress from building up throughout the day. And please, please do not try to go through this alone. Burnout makes you want to hide, but that's the worst thing you can do. Connection is such a powerful cure. Just talking about it with a friend, a family member, anyone you trust, it can make a world of difference. It reminds you you're not crazy and you're not the only one.
Okay, and finally, let's be real. Sometimes you need to call in the pros, and there is zero shame in that. In fact, knowing when you need help and actually asking for it, that's a huge sign of strength.
And you've got options, right? A therapist can help you dig into the deeper reasons behind the burnout. A coach can be amazing for helping you build new practical strategies. And it's always a good idea to check in with your doctor, just to make sure there's nothing physical going on.
So, let's wrap this all up. It really comes down to 3 key steps for a real, lasting recovery. You got to reduce the stress, restore your energy, and then redesign your habits. 1 and 2 get you out of the hole, and number 3 keeps you out. You need all 3.
I know this can all sound like a lot, so let's just end on this one question. Forget about fixing everything at once. Just think about today, right now. After hearing all this, what is one small thing you can do to start your recovery? Just one.